Hello and welcome to my review of the Case Teardrop Jack folding knife. It's been a long time since the last review, so let's see if I remember how to do this. This particular knife, very beautiful knife. I'll just wind the zoom back a little bit, have a proper look at it. It's a single blade slip joint folding knife as mentioned by Case. Model is a Teardrop Jack. The model number for those who are interested is 71028. I won't try and interpret too much of that, but basically it gives you, if you know the Case codings, please look on the Case website for this. It tells you the handle type, 7, which means wood, 1 tells you the number of blades, single blade this one, and the last three numbers 0 to 8 at the pattern number. So of course that's the Teardrop Jack. This particular one is a 2014 edition. How do we know that? Well, we can tell that by those markings on the blade, and again I'm not going to get into great detail. If you want to know how that all works, again, Case website is your friend, go there and check it out. Very elegant knife, this one. It's designed by Tony Bose, forgive the fingerprints there, but you probably, if I can get the light on it right, you'll see his signature there on the blade, which for me makes this quite a collectible knife. I think this was the first edition they brought out of this particular design when Tony designed it. So, as I say, very much a collectible knife. Could also be an EDC or certainly a gentleman's knife. It's a lovely thing in design, shape, function. Typical Case quality. Snaps open nicely. Brass liners, as you can see there. Nickel silver bolsters, brass pins, and also that lovely ebony wood there. And it's got the little propeller shaped insert. Really nice knife. I believe now with this one it's still available and there are even two blade options on it, but for me I must admit I've come to prefer the single blade traditional knives. I just like the simplicity, and admittedly there's not a lot of those in the Case range, but I do have another couple here to show you when we do a size comparison. Stainless steel blade, of course, as most Case knives are, and the blade, it's well, I guess you call it a full frac ground or pretty close. Certainly not to save the grind terribly much, but nice enough thing. And if I could stop putting finger marks over it, that'd be really good, wouldn't it? Alright, so spear point blade, I guess you'd call that. It's certainly a drop point, who knows? I think Case do describe it as a spear point, and who am I to argue with them? The length for this thing open, as you see it in front of you, is 6 inches or 152 millimeters. Closed down comes down to 3.5 inches or 90 millimeters. I didn't measure it up for thickness, but it's certainly a very slender, very thin sort of knife. Also very light, 40 grams or 1.4 ounces, so there's no weight. You'd hardly know this thing's in your pocket. Deployment, well, it's old school. It's a classic slip joint, so it's a nail nick, which you can see on the side there, and I don't think you'd be able to deploy this one without that, because there certainly isn't a whole lot of blade showing. It's interesting to note too, there's not too much of the back of the blade showing. There's a little piece there, but it's very almost smooth, goes in with those liners, so it gives it a nice smooth effect when it's closed. The design of the handle I think is absolutely fantastic. It's symmetrical, as you can see, and very nice shape, and not only does it look nice, but actually fits in the hand rather well, and it's quite comfortable to use, which is no bad thing. The lockup, well, it's a slip joint, so there's no actual locking mechanism as such, but the lockup's nice and solid and tight. As we mentioned, it's a Case knife, it's a quality bit of gear. They mass produce it, but they do a nice job on them. As for carry options, there's no pocket clip, there's no anything, guys. This is a pocket knife, so you guessed it, you carry it in your pocket. I think it's a very high quality piece. It's actually so high quality piece that I'm not going to carry it. Again, as mentioned, I consider this a collectible, and it's in my collection. I won't be carrying this around and getting it knocked about. It'll keep doing what it's doing. I think they represent good value. I did have a look on the Case website, and the latest iterations of this, you can go from anywhere from 67 odd US dollars, and if you want to get really exotic on the handle materials, and there's some pretty exotic stuff there, brace yourself, you can go up to around about 346 US dollars or more. So for those of you who've got a lot of money to spend on a pocket knife, knock yourself out. Very nice thing, as I say. Just to give you a size comparison on this one, we'll roll in a couple of other Case knives just to show you. I might just zoom in a little bit there. Alright, so we'll put that one middle of screen. That'll be a good place for it. So the other knife we'll compare it against is, this is another Case. This is a mini copper lock. Some of you may be familiar with this one. Really nice knife. Probably a bit more utilitarian than that one. It's certainly not as elegant, but it's more practical, I guess, in some sense, as it's a locking blade. And you can see the size comparison there. Slightly larger, but reasonably equivalent. A knife that is almost as elegant as the one we're reviewing today, the Teardrop Jack, is this one. This is a lovely knife. This is a sway back gent, and really like this one. fabulously elegant knife, and size-wise, very, very close to the one we're reviewing today. As far as width goes, as you can see there, compared to the lockback, a little bit slimmer. And I'm not sure how it goes against this one because I didn't check, but let's have a look. Yeah, probably not a lot in it. I think this one is probably still the narrower knife of the two. Feels it in the hand. To compare it to something else for size comparison, the ubiquitous and my much carried Victorinox Cadet. This thing goes off me virtually all the time when I'm at work and everything. So that gives you a size comparison against one of those. Lengthwise, again, thickness, probably comparable, and weight, probably comparable as well, I would suggest. I can't remember what the Victorinox Cadet weighs. And if you must compare it to modern one, suddenly the Spyderco Delica looks like a giant, doesn't it? And it's certainly the Delica, significantly thicker. So basically that's it. If you're looking for a very, very nice, very elegant gentleman's type folding knife or gentle ladies folding knife, we need to be inclusive, you could do a whole lot worse than one of these. I don't believe it's available anymore in the ebony, which is bad luck for everyone else, but great for me because it means I've got one and probably makes it all the more collectible. I think the ebony with the brass and with the chrome nickel, it's just a gorgeous combination. Very simple and very elegant for all that. So that's my review of the Case Teardrop Jack. I got this one a few years ago, so I haven't done any reviews for a while, so that's why it's finally appearing now. Thanks very much for watching, guys, and for those of you who stuck around the channel when not much content's been being added, I thank you for your patience, or at least for just not remembering to delete the channel from your list. Cheers, guys, and Christmas is coming up, so wish you all a Merry Christmas and hopefully a great 2019. Bye for now.